we are living in extraordinary political times in Zimbabwe. Today, the legendary hero, as well as liberation fighter, Blessed Gate, laid to rest, as he is laid to rest, Jacob Mudenda, who has been promised the vice presidency if this succeed, has just now published the bill, constitutional amendment number 3 bill, which would allow President Mnangagwa to extend his current term and change how leaders are chosen. Parliament will now call for a 90-day period of public debate. After that, the bill will be tabled in Parliament. The bill says it introduces a set of constructive reforms that reinforce constitutional governance, strengthen democratic structures, clarify institutional mandates, What is happening? The bill says it introduces a set of constructive reforms that reinforce constitutional governance, strengthen democratic structures, clarify institutional mandates, and harmonize Zimbabwe's constitutional order with tested and successful practices in other progressive jurisdictions. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hloniphani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch. I think it's important to read what is written on the bill. Then I will do the analysis on the other live broadcast. Now I want to read to you what has been just gazetted. It's written: Constitution of Zimbabwe Amendment number 3, Constitution of Zimbabwe Amendment Bill 2026. Now memorandum. This bill introduced a set of constructive reforms that, taken together, reinforce constitutional governance, strengthen democratic structures, clarify institutional mandates, and harmonize Zimbabwe's constitutional order with tested and successful practices in other progressive jurisdictions. The bill modernizes and streamlines constitution. The amendment forms part of a broader constitutional evolution, one that focuses on institutional efficiency, political inclusivity, and long-term national stability. It must be reiterated that many of the reforms incorporated into the bill align Zimbabwe with contemporary African constitutional standards that have proven to be effective, resilient, and widely respected. So this is what is written on this bill. So in detail, the bill provides as follows. Clause 1, the clause provides the short title of the bill. Clause 2, the clause transfers the responsibility for registering voters, compiling the voters' roll, and maintaining the voters' roll and registers from the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to the Registrar General. The rationale ensures efficiency since the Registrar General is the custodian of the records. Clause 3, this amendment establishes a parliamentary method for selecting the president. It specifies that a candidate must secure a majority of votes, and if no one achieves an absolute majority, a runoff will be held. The process is overseen by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to ensure it is conducted properly. These measures strengthen constitution in the meantime. But I activated both data as well. So it says the amendment is overseen by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to ensure it is conducted properly. These measures strengthen constitutional accountability by promoting fairness, openness, and judicial oversight in the election. The procedure of the election shall be in accordance with the standing rules and orders of Parliament. Clause 4, 9, 10 to eliminate election mode toxicity and allow sufficient time for project implementation while promoting stability. These clauses aim to substitute the current 5-year term with a 7-year term as provided in Section 95, 143 and 158 of the Constitution. Clause 5, this clause provides for the deletion of the word first before vice president. This concept was repealed by constitutional amendment number 2. Clause 6, this clause stipulates that the provisions of Section 92 shall take effect if the president-elect passes away, resigns, or is removed from office. Clause 7, the clauses removes the word High Court and replaces them with Supreme Court, since the Attorney General must be qualified for appointment as a judge of the Supreme Court. Clause 8, the provision allows the President to appoint 10 senators, raising the total number of senators to 90. The amendment aims to bring in broader technical expertise, enhance parliamentary oversight, expand the pool of potential ministers, build public confidence, and help reduce political and social divisions. 11. The clause provides for the creation of a Zimbabwe election delimitation commission. It addresses the concerns about ZEC's dual role in drawing electoral boundaries and promotes good governance and institutional integrity. Clause 12. This clause deletes the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission and substitutes it with the Zimbabwe Electoral Delimitation Commission, as the function for delimitation of boundaries is now within the ambit of the Zimbabwe Delimitation Commission. Clause 13, the clause deletes the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission and substitutes it with the Zimbabwe Electoral Delimitation Commission whenever it appears in the section, as the function of delimitation of to be any matter other than of a point of law of public importance. Currently, the Constitutional Court is only permitted to hear cases related to constitutional matters. 15. This repeals Section 183, 4, 4A, and 5 and substitute it with the appointment of judges after consulting the Judicial Service Commission. Clause 16. The clause amends Section 212, Functions of the Defense Forces of the Constitution, by deleting the words "to uphold the Constitution" and substituting them with "in accordance with the Constitution." The amendment is intended to reinforce the provisions of Section 213 and 214 of the Constitution. Clause 17. So these are the changes that are going to be made. So I want to read them out and then we'll analyze afterwards. I'm just reading what they have written here. Clause 17, this clause proposes repealing Section 239C to E so that the functions can be reassigned to the Registrar General, and Section 239F so that its functions is transferred to the Zimbabwe Electoral Delimitation Commission. Clause 18, this clause repeals Part 4 of Chapter 12 of the Constitution, which establishes the Zimbabwe Gender Commission. Its functions would be transferred to the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission, since the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission is already mandated to protect all human rights, including those that are currently under the purview of the Zimbabwe Gender Commission. Clause 19, this clause inserts the Zimbabwe Gender Commission function under the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission. Clause 20, This clause removes the requirement for the president to appoint the prosecutor general on the advice of the Judicial Service Commission. As such an arrangement create a potential conflict of interest where the commission recommends a candidate for appointment. Clause 21. This clause repeals section 2812. It violates the political rights of traditional leaders. Their code of conduct shall be provided in an act of parliament. Clause 22. This clause repeals part 6 of chapter 12 of the Constitution, National Peace and Reconciliation Commission. So there are about 22 aspects of the Constitution that would be changed by this bill, as I have already indicated. So in simple terms, this bill is no longer confined to only extending the term of office of Emmerson Mnangagwa. This bill is now undertaking roller coaster changes. That's about 22 changes in the Constitution that would be effected. It will affect the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. It will affect the Zimbabwe Gender Commission. It will affect the delimitation exercise, how the president is elected. It will also look at extending terms from 5 to 7 years. It will also, it's quite 22 changes. And if you look at these changes, there is absolutely no change that complements development in this regards, as this actually gazette purports. If there is anything, this gazette absolutely strengthens and entrenches the rule of Emmerson Mnangagwa. So as I have indicated earlier, when it is gazetted, it lies in state for 90 days. 90 days begins now. It means Mnangagwa is so serious about changing the constitution. So it remains to be seen what Zimbabweans will do within these next 90 days. Already, when they knew that was going to be gazetted, they went to the offices of Tendai Biti. They have sent the police officers. It remains to be seen why are they there. The purpose and the ulterior motive is to actually scare each and every person who is against the 2030 term extension. Blessed Geza must be turning in his grave before even, I don't know whether he has been buried, but already, wherever he is not proud of what is happening today. Will retired General Chwenga, retired Ansalam Senyatwe, retired General Rukeche, and other military generals, such as retired General Sbanda, allow Emmerson Mnangagwa to mutilate or to urinate on the Constitution, undertaking 22 sweeping changes to the Constitution? If this is allowed, if this goes ahead, we are damned. The step towards achieving the Mafidi dynasty would be a step closer. I can tell you, if this goes through, then Mnangagwa may be granted rubber stamped 2 years plus 7 more additional years as the president. He will die in power, and in the process he will be positioning his children to take over from him. Is this what, as the people of Zimbabwe, we want? I think the debate is already raging on social media as we are speaking at the moment. We'll be bringing you the reactions from various personnels on this channel. So if you don't want to miss any bit of what is happening, I've said that political drama continues. Now the father of drama is in Zimbabwe, that is Emmerson Mnangagwa. All you have to do to keep in touch with us is to press the subscribe button. You can give us a bonus by financially supporting us and pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okanxubi uMhlabane is